It seems to me that everyone I see is talking about how you must use results or case studies in your outreach. But as a beginner agency owner, and when I think back when I had no clients and when I look back at the very beginning of my journey, I recognize that there's this paradox of I need results to get clients, but I need clients to get results. And without one, you don't have the other. And when I look back again at the beginning of my journey, I see that I took a few steps that were very specific that led to me being able to get clients when other people were struggling to, getting there first. And it's the same principles that I've taken and I used to get my first clients on board. I've helped other beginner agencies do the same thing. And by watching this video, you're going to be able to do the exact same thing as well. So you can get your first few clients on board without having these case studies and results to even show in the first place. The very first thing that I want to quickly come back to is this, again, there's this paradox, right? Where you need results to get clients, you need clients to get results. But the understanding is misaligned. When you're looking from this perspective, you're misunderstanding why case studies and results are even important in the first place. The reason that they're important is that it shows a form of proof. Obviously. But why is the proof important? The proof is important so we can have the prospect believe what we're saying a little bit more. So for example, if we go ahead and we say, hey, we're going to get you 30 paid consultations for your med spa in the next 30 to 60 days. For example, a random offer that I made off the top of my head just now. If we go out with that and we have nothing to back it up and that's all we've got, then it's going to be a little bit tough for people to trust us, okay? When we start adding other elements of trust, they start to believe that they will be successful with the offer, which increases the likelihood that they will buy, all right? It's really, really simple. When the trust increases, the trust that they believe they'll be successful, when that increases, their desire to work with you also increases because they believe they will be successful. Whereas most businesses, especially when we're reaching out completely cold to them, they don't know who you are, so they've got no connection with you, they've got no trust built, and all you're doing is you're coming and saying, hey, we'll help you get this amazing result. But if they have no way to trust that, they will inherently, of course, not trust it, so they will not believe that it will be possible. What case studies and results do is it adds the element of trust. But when we reverse engineer and when we come back to the basics and we realize that really what we're doing right now is just building trust with people. It's not having case studies just for the sake of case studies. It's a trust element to increase their belief that they will be successful working with us, right? So when we bring it back to first principles and we bring it down to that basic, we recognize that there are many other ways to build trust with people. And that's what we're going to be tapping into, right? If you don't have case studies and you don't have results, then you must look at the other ways that you can build that trust in people. One of the ways, as an example, is content, right? So when I create this content on YouTube and when I've got loads of content, I post every single day on Facebook, LinkedIn, a little bit less regularly on Instagram. But the idea is the more that I post, the more people see, okay, this person knows what he's talking about. Now, at this point, look, I've signed over 80 clients. So I know what I'm talking about. I know that my stuff works. Got loads of results to back it up. But the point is, I've got the content. So even if I go for a period of time where I'm not posting results, and I'm not posting case studies, and all people see is the content that I'm pushing out, and they see, oh, wait, this guy knows what he's talking about, I'm increasing that trust in them. I'm increasing their likelihood or their belief that they will be successful, right? That is what we're talking about here. So what we're doing is just going around the other route. In addition to this little thing where we can just create like content, we're also looking at the offer itself. So I'm not going to talk too much about the offer in this video because it's a really, really overspoken about topic, and I've got loads of videos. If you do need help with offers, you can go have a look at. But the core pillar and the core point, and when it comes to the offer, is if you're promoting the same thing as everybody else, then you fall into these little buckets, right? And there's loads of little buckets or little groups where you fall into. So for example, if you're running a paid advertising based offer and you tell people we'll do paid advertising, then you are going to be placed in the same bucket as everybody else that does paid advertising. The problem with that is then it becomes an aspect of you competing with everybody else that's in that little bucket of yours. Meaning everybody else that's doing paid advertising becomes a competitor of yours because that's the only thing that you're coming out and you're saying we do. You come out and say, hey, we run paid advertising campaigns. Well, really, you're just the same as everybody else. And in those scenarios, there's only two ways that you can outpace them. Number one is the trust, mostly with case studies and things like that, but also with content. And the other thing is connection, actually having a connection with the people that you work with. Which brings me on to a little side point that I want to make clear, is that you shouldn't be lying to people. Okay, you shouldn't be borrowing case studies from other people. You shouldn't be lying to people, telling them that that you've got results when you don't have results. You shouldn't be doing any of these things, right? The very first client that I signed, or at least one of the very first clients I signed, I had a very honest conversation with him. And I said to him, look, the truth is, I don't have any case studies. I don't have anything to show you because your niche is very specific, right? It's not something that I've worked with before. However, I am very, very confident that with our system, we'll be able to make it work. And I expanded on it. I told him a little bit more about why I felt that way, especially because of his business model, which was very niche. It was very specific. But I just explained this to him. And the underlying energy behind everything that I was saying is confidence. I had a lot of confidence in what I was saying, and I truly believed that I would be successful because I've always had the belief that no matter what would happen, I will be okay, right? So when I'm communicating to a client like, hey, this is going to work, it's going to be successful, it's not delusional. It's just from the point that I had a lot of background, I did a lot of theory, I did a lot of studying, and I had a very specific idea of what was going to happen next, right? I had a form of a system, although I had not practically applied it yet. I had a theoretical system, and I knew it in excruciating detail, so I could explain it in detail. And when you're able to explain your system in detail, people say, this person knows what he's talking about, right? So again, it's all coming back to this concept where if you really truly know what you're doing, you'll be okay, right? Because you can communicate that to people and you'll be confident because you truly believe in yourself. You truly believe that you'll be successful because you know what you're going to be implementing. And I was talking a little bit before about the bucket situation, where if you're a paid advertising or email marketing agency or CRO or AI automation, whatever it is that you're doing, it's all pretty much similar stuff. When you're leading with that thing, you go into the little buckets, right? But if you have an offer that is more unique and more special, and it's only something that you personally are offering, you've got your own name, you've got different pillars of the system, and each pillar has its own name, and each pillar has its own methodology, and you can explain this to people, and you have this productized offer. That's a really thing. It's a real tangible thing where again, there's names to it, there's all different points, and it makes sense and people can believe it. When you have that, you're no longer competing with other people, and they believe you because they see that you have a system, you have a plan, you have a process. And if you have a plan in place and they believe in that plan, then they will work with you, okay? Remember what I said at the beginning of the video. Case studies and results, the only thing that it does is increases their likelihood or their perceived likelihood of succeeding with you. Alex Hormozi talks about this in $100 million offers, by the way. He talks about increasing the perceived likelihood of success or achievement. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. What we're doing is we're going out with a system that is new to us. We're going out with that system that we are confident in, and we're conveying that system and that confidence to people. And we're conveying it in the outreach and in content and everything else every conversation that we have with them, every piece of content that we make, including outreach scripts, templates, etc. And we're going out and we're saying, hey, we have this thing that's really, really impressive. It's going to work because I'm really, really confident that it's going to work. And that's what we're putting out into the market, okay? I want to make something really, really clear that if you really have no idea what you're doing and you're just like, this is one of the first videos that you've ever watched about building a marketing agency or something, or an automation agency, whatever it is, if this is one of the first videos that you've watched and you've got absolutely no expertise in marketing, then you need to actually go back to that step, right? You need to actually realize that you do need to have some experience in what you're doing, but it can be theoretical. It doesn't need to be practical, right? There's a misalignment where people think they need practical experience. Really, if you have a lot of theory knowledge and you know what you're going to do, the moment that you get access to that ads manager or that email marketing account or the website, whatever it is, if you know that you have a plan and you know you'll be successful, all you have to do is convey that to other people. The last thing that I want to quickly touch on is performance-based offers, because it's very important. And I tell my clients, especially clients that are brand new, I tell them, look, the first few clients aren't supposed to make you wealthy, okay? They're not there for that. They are there for proof of concept. Proof of concept means proof of success, right? You have a result and you prove that that system is going to be successful, okay? And that proof of concept that we're looking for is your offer, is your outreach and your sales and your service delivery, right? And a couple of other little bits as well. But the idea is, again, we're not trying to become wealthy over just a couple first few clients. We're just trying to get the proof of concept. And once you understand that you're trying to get the proof of concept, then you can start doing things that other people who are trying to get wealthy really quickly won't be willing to do, such as performance-based deals, where you maybe take a low setup fee and the rest is a performance-based deal where you make money per, the paid consultation example that I gave before. You're offering 30 paid consultations. You might charge them based on the consultations. Each consultation is going to be $100, right? Or you charge them the $3,000 up front, but then for each consultation you miss, because we said 30 consultations, for each consultation you miss, you send them $100 back, right? There's different ways that you can do that. You either do a performance-based, where you're paid on performance, or you do a performance-based refund, where if you don't hit the mark and you don't get the success, then you give them a full refund or a partial refund, which is my preferred way to do it. The number one thing that I wouldn't do is free trials. Don't do free trials. I don't know why people still do it. I don't know why people still recommend it. I think it's a really bad way of doing business. It doesn't set you up for success. It sets you up with the wrong expectations. You need to know how to sell. And if you're offering a free trial, there is no sales involved, right? They need to believe to a certain extent they're going to be successful. But if they have no investment in time, energy, money, if they have no investment whatsoever, and you're just like, hey, free trial, we're going to set this up for you, it's not going to work in the long run, and it doesn't set you up for success, right? It's not solid foundations. People will tell you to do it because then you'll feel like, oh, this person helped me get a client. But the truth is, unless they're paying you, they're not a client, okay? So performance-based deals work pretty well, and refund-based deals work very well as well. And you can come out honestly, like I did with my first couple of clients, and I just told them honestly, hey, I haven't done this before. I know what I'm doing, got the system for it. And by the way, I ended up completely crushing it with that client that I spoke about earlier. Okay, so I had the system, I knew what I was doing, I just didn't have the practical knowledge yet. And when I went out and I applied it, I got the practical experience, I got the case studies, I got the results, and then I started showing them off. That's it, okay? What I'm gonna do for you guys, if you're still watching this video, I'm gonna leave a little resource down in the description. So go down there. It's going to help you build out your offer and just go cover over a couple of things that I spoke about today. It's a form of a checklist where you can just go through and make sure that you've got everything in place that you need to start closing clients, your first few clients, without the case studies, without the results. Okay, so if you want access to that resource, just go down to the description and it will say resource. Just click it and you'll get access to that, and it will help you start getting your first few clients in the door. I'll cover a little bit of outreach, mostly on the offer, just a few little bits there that I haven't covered in this video also, okay? Lastly, if you're a marketing agency owner and you're doing everything by yourself right now and you feel stuck and you would like a little bit of extra one-on-one help and you would like to explore the idea of working with me so I can help you build and scale your agency, then click the first link in the description below. That will take you through to a funnel, which has a video, a VSL, and it will tell you all of the amazing things about what we've got going on and the systems that we've used to build and scale over 80 agencies. So if you'd like to see that, click the first link in the description. If not, that's totally fine. Just click subscribe instead. I'm going to be making these videos weekly going forward. So you're going to get a new video every single week with tons of value so you can take and start building your agency without having to work with me one-on-one. Okay? Hope you found this one valuable. I will see you in the next one.